Elizabeth's plea for death begins with her expressing deep despair over her vampire existence. She feels trapped and believes that death is her only escape from the torment of her transformation and the hold Dracula has on her. She confronts Luke, pleading for him to kill her. Her voice trembles with desperation, and it's clear she feels trapped in her current existence as a vampire. She describes the torment she's been enduring, emphasizing how her transformation has robbed her of her humanity and plunged her into a nightmare. As Elizabeth speaks, the weight of her words hangs heavily in the air. She recalls moments of joy from her past, now overshadowed by the darkness that consumes her. Her memories of laughter and love feel distant, replaced by a haunting sense of loss. This reflection deepens the emotional impact of her plea, illustrating her internal struggle and the unbearable burden she carries. Luke, listening intently, is visibly shaken. He loves Elizabeth and is horrified by her request. He struggles with the thought of taking her life, grappling with the conflict between his feelings for her and the reality of her suffering. He questions her decision, trying to understand why she believes that death is the only escape. This dialogue highlights the deep bond they share, filled with love but also overshadowed by the tragic circumstances they face. Elizabeth, sensing his hesitation, responds with urgency. She explains that the pain of her existence has become too much to bear. She talks about the constant hunger, the fear, and the isolation that come with being a vampire. Her vulnerability shines through as she reveals her despair, making it clear that she views death as a release, not an end to their love. She urges Luke to see her perspective, insisting that she cannot continue living in this torment. The tension builds as Luke's inner turmoil becomes more evident. He is torn between his desire to save her and the horrific act she is asking him to commit. He wrestles with his emotions, searching for a solution that doesn't involve killing the woman he loves. Elizabeth, in her desperation, tries to reassure him, insisting that this is her choice and not a reflection of his love for her. As the conversation unfolds, the emotional stakes rise higher. Elizabeth reaches out to Luke, seeking to connect one last time. She implores him to remember the moments they shared, the love that blossomed between them. This moment of connection emphasizes the tragedy of their situation, highlighting the depth of their feelings for one another, while acknowledging the harsh reality they face. Finally, Luke reaches a breaking point. Overwhelmed by grief and love, he realizes that to honor Elizabeth's wish is the ultimate act of love. He knows that allowing her to continue suffering would betray everything they had shared. With tears in his eyes, he makes his decision. He approaches her, their eyes locking in a final moment that conveys both sorrow and understanding. In that moment, Luke prepares to deliver the fatal act. Eventually, after a tense moment filled with sorrow, Luke resolves to fulfill her wish. He delivers a final, heartbreaking act of love, ending her life to free her from her torment. If you love this movie, drop a comment and hit the like button.